Nobita personally embroidered a handkerchief as a birthday gift for Shizuka, but he embroidered the name backwards. Jian and Tsuneo mercilessly mocked him, leaving Nobita utterly embarrassed. Shizuka quickly stepped in to stop them, assuring him she loved the handkerchief. Seeing Shizuka speak up, the two boys reluctantly backed off. Jian's gift was a drawing commissioned from his sister, a princess modeled after Shizuka, with a faceless prince in the background. Shizuka blushed at this, wondering whom she might marry someday. Just then, Nobita stood up. Perhaps wanting to make up for the handkerchief incident, he decided to bring Shizuka's prince over. He was certain that Prince was himself. After all, getting his future self to come over should be easy, right? When Doraemon learned of his plan, he urged Nobita to abandon it, but Nobita dismissed the warning. Seeing his insistence, Doraemon could only pull out the time TV to show him his future self 25 years later. This made Nobita frown his bloated body and slumped posture. What if Shizuka saw him like that? But the next moment, his future self emerged from the closet. Claiming he had business with Shizuka, he strode toward her house without looking back. He sprinted to Shizuka's house and rang the doorbell. Unexpectedly, it was his mother-in-law who answered. This startled Shizuka's mother. Doraemon arrived just in time, grabbing him with his mechanical arm. They explained to Shizuka's mother that he might be mentally unstable. Fortunately, Shizuka wasn't home at the time she was at her violin lesson. The two brought the adult Nobita to an empty lot. There, the adult Nobita suddenly burst into tears. Nobita had no choice but to give him the address of the violin teacher's house. The adult Nobita rushed over immediately. Just as he hesitated about breaking in, his suspicious behavior caught the attention of the police. Fortunately, the two arrived just in time. Clinging to him, they called out, "Daddy!" several times, which finally helped defuse the crisis. In the end, they all returned home together. Adult Nobita explained the reason for seeking out Shizuka. This time it turned out he had forgotten their wedding anniversary. This made Shizuka so angry she returned to her parents' home. With Shizuka's birthday approaching, he went to buy her a necklace, intending to use it on her birthday to mend their relationship. But the delivery date was mistakenly set for this year. Fearing Shizuka would divorce him over the mix-up, he tried to retrieve the birthday gift before the department store delivered it. What worried him even more was the card attached to the present, containing his apology to Shizuka. After hearing his explanation, both were stunned. Nobita couldn't imagine. If Shizuka ever found out that her future Prince Charming was actually this hopeless guy, the two of them clung tightly to Doraemon, begging him to help. Doraemon figured the only solution was to stop the mailman's delivery. Then he had to revamp adult Nobita after shaving his beard and washing his face. It still didn't feel quite right. Could it be the clothes? Doraemon used the costume camera to try several outfits on him, but something still felt off. This time, Nobita insisted his big belly was the problem. They went out to the yard together. Doraemon pulled out the shape swapper. Both Nobitas stepped inside the machine. Doraemon pressed the start button. As the machine hummed away, within moments the transformation was complete. Nobita's belly looked quite strange, but adult Nobita was quite satisfied. After some adjustments, they decided to switch back to their original forms. When they arrived at Shizuka's house, the department store robot had already arrived, but they had a rule: only the recipient could sign for it. However, Shizuka wasn't home at that moment. The robot tried to navigate to find Shizuka. The three of them tried to stop it, but were instead taken up into the sky. Before long, adult Nobita, exhausted from the effort, fell into the river. At that moment, a light rain began to fall from the sky. Nobita scrambled out of the river, soaked and disheveled. Just as he was about to give up, Shizuka happened to pass by. Seeing the adult Nobita drenched in rain, she immediately handed him her umbrella and pulled out the handkerchief he'd given her from her pocket. Then she told the adult Nobita she felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity toward him, which made her smile involuntarily. Yet the adult Nobita, seeing the handkerchief in his hand, felt an indescribable sensation himself. Meanwhile, Nobita pulled the SN badge from Doraemon's pocket. He intended to use the badge to stick to the mailman, but unexpectedly, Nobita ended up attaching two N badges instead. They were flung far away. But then they saw adult Nobita and Shizuka walking together, chatting cheerfully. Nobita then mentioned his wife she was as gentle and considerate as the girl before them. He said even when his son came home covered in dirt, his wife would wash his clothes until they were spotless. She loved baking cookies and taking baths. She was an exceptional woman. At that moment, Shizuka also wondered
what her future Prince Charming would be like. Adult Nobita seized the chance to ask Shizuka. Shizuka guessed he should be a gentle, considerate, and reliable man. Adult Nobita also hoped Shizuka's dreams would come true. Perhaps your Prince Charming might start out unreliable and clumsy, but he'll strive hard for your dreams.